Hello, NWIL. I'm Stacy Bruner, Product Manager in Resource Sharing at OCLC. Today, coming to you from my backyard. My colleagues and I share with you often about smart fulfillment. We share how system features like automated request managers, smart lender strings, and real-time availability can have a tremendous impact on efficiency in resource sharing. But smart fulfillment features are only beneficial when they're utilized by people in the ILL process. You are the superheroes who conjure up library materials based on every patron's wish. You connect researchers with cutting-edge research materials. You put the next book in a popular series into that young adult reader's hands. But there's an underutilized superpower in ILL. Do you know what it is? Let me tell you a story about Cecil, the ILL manager who discovers this power right in his own library. Cecil has had something of a crazy year. His manager, the director of Gotham Library, considers him a superhero. With the help of 2 part-time volunteers, Gotham's ILL department was filling a very high volume of lending requests. When the library closed during the pandemic, they lost access to the building. With very little lending happening, Cecil lost the help that had supercharged ILL before. Despite challenges, Cecil has been doing a great job with ILL. But he doesn't always feel like a superhero. He works a lot of hours, processing requests, shipping out books, and reshelving books. Where he can, he takes advantage of WorldShare ILL features. He recently made sure that the automated request manager was working on most incoming patron requests. And he updated his custom holdings groups to reflect his preference to borrow from local libraries that supply free of charge. He heard about OCLC's Smart Fulfillment in a few webinars and understands that it makes requesting in WorldShare ILL smarter. He submitted the form to get real-time availability set up for his library. And he's seeing auto-no responses of no, system-checked availability on his library's monthly Lending Reasons for No report. But as he works with patrons and responds to lending requests, Cecil wonders if there are powers that he lacks. Is there more power to smart fulfillment that he could harness? Cecil wonders, why are my patrons so often placing requests for materials that we actually hold? Why do I get so many requests where I have to say no, lacking, or no, not owned? If our holdings were more accurate and smart lender strings are load balanced, could my library get more requests for materials we hold? Could we support a document delivery service for our own patrons? Hi, Cecil. Oh, hi, Catherine. It looked like you were thinking pretty hard about something. What's up? Cecil proceeds to tell Catherine, his library's cataloger, about what he was just thinking. I could help, you know. I've just been researching how to improve our holdings in WorldCat. Do you know, we've been manually updating WorldCat every time we add or remove holdings from our local catalog. Well, that was the plan anyway. We are doing so much with the collection, it has gotten impossible to keep up. We're going to set up a data sync collection that allows us to update WorldCat holdings more regularly. It helps our local catalog too, because we can download WorldCat records to update our local catalog's metadata. For example, we can take advantage of the works of catalogers from all over who are updating descriptions and classification to be more inclusive. And I'm really interested to learn how we can create local holdings records to show what coverage we have for print serials. Do you know that we hold recent issues of Superhero Science and Technology, which is widely requested by ILL? Adding our coverage range as LHRs in WorldCat would connect our library to patrons seeking the article Real-Life Radioactive Men. If you want to learn LHRs with me, we could start a project to make updates together. You could share the titles that you say no, not held most often, and we'll make sure the coverage for those titles is accurately reflected in the LHRs. As for those no, lacking titles, have you met Eric, the new e-resources librarian? Did I hear my name? Oh, hi, Eric. Yes, Cecil could use some help with electronic holdings for ILL. I would love to help with that. I've just about got our local system updated with every electronic item available to our own patrons. I'm going to set up an ongoing update to the OCLC knowledge base. I could use your help identifying the license for collections so we can set the ILL terms. That just sounds really difficult and expensive and redundant to our other e-processes. Nah, it's included in our OCLC cataloging subscription. With a few setup steps, we can keep our external holdings, those that appear in WorldCat, in sync with our internal view of what we hold. If other libraries don't know what we have, they can't very well know to borrow from us, now can they? And you guys are willing to teach me how all this works? Oh yeah, it will help to have someone else in the library in the know. And ILL is such an important service for our patrons, I'm looking forward to boosting it. Within a few months, Cecil saw a marked difference in ILL statistics. When patrons mistakenly requested something Gotham Library owned, he could quickly point them to the material. Lending requests with knowledge base links could be filled in a matter of minutes. He was responding lacking and not owned much less frequently. The turnaround time dashboard on his WorldShare ILL homepage had a noticeable downward trend for both borrowing and lending turnaround time. Cecil encouraged ILL partner libraries in his region to build their lender strings with Automated Request Manager. With it, Gotham got more requests for articles in their coverage range and did not get requests for electronic holdings they were not licensed to provide by ILL. Cecil, your superhero skills are making our library all the talk among the other library directors. Actually, Ms. Library Director, I have merely tapped into the superhero powers of our team that were formerly quite unrealized. Additional data in cataloging and e-resources is helping a lot, along with automated processes for keeping holdings updated. But more than that, the teamwork and cooperation with my superhero colleagues is serving our own patrons as much as it supports other libraries through ILL. In fact, given how much easier it is to process lending requests, I would like to start promoting our ability to scan locally held items as a document delivery service. I might need some extra hands to help with the scanning, but it would increase the use of our collection while many patrons are remote and still not coming into the library. Software and data are smart and powerful tools, but smarter than that is when superheroes combine their powers. The library walls are moving ever outward. By combining powers, Gotham Library's superheroes can move the walls inside the library too. Share with us on the NWIL discussion board after you've watched the lightning talks. Here are some questions to consider. What's a problem in your ILL that could be solved with better holdings information? And who will you join forces with in your library to overcome ILL challenges with better holdings?